Do you struggle with being a people pleaser in your personal and professional life? Do you feel the need to make people happy at your own expense? Perhaps you're aware of just how damaging this characteristic and habit is to your most cherished self and to your relationships. And you're actually looking to unshackle the people pleaser in you, and you need some tips. If so, I hope you find this segment of value to you and empowering. Okay, so why do some of us struggle with people pleasing? People who struggle with people pleasing go out of their way to make other people happy at their own expense, basically appeasing to other people's wants and needs over their own wants and needs. You could perhaps be the giver in a relationship, and you're used to giving away your energy in exchange for, say, time or your presence with another person or people in your life. And often in the expectation that the other person will like you in return, or appreciate your kindness or your good deeds. Or maybe you really want to feel wanted and needed. People with this personality trait tend to struggle to identify their own needs and wants. Like I said, putting other people's needs and wants well before their own. There could be a few underlying conscious and unconscious motivations behind this behavior. A people pleaser may be motivated by fear of being rejected, or maybe a fear of being alone, or perhaps you feel the urge to be liked and needed all the time. We have a perception of goodness or being nice and kind to fit a certain type of a personality or certain type of expectation of yourself within society, and that's why you people please. It could be that this trait or characteristic is linked to childhood or to your upbringing, basically in a learned cultural environment where those norms were modeled to you. And those belief systems are played out in front of you, and you believe that that's how you should behave in society, and basically trading away with your authenticity. Some of us with this personality trait may have had trouble identifying and reflecting upon how we feel about a given situation, interaction, or person before acquiescing or agreeing to someone else's demand. It could be the case that you grew up in a patriarchal society, in which giving and being submissive was the norm, and it was expected of you, and it was modeled by the learned behavior of your mother or your parents or your environment. Or it could be some unconscious belief that you adopted during your early childhood development, and you're still in the process of coming to terms with and unraveling. It also could be that the people pleaser came as a coping mechanism during an experience of abuse or an experience of neglect later on in life, and that's how you coped. So with that in mind, let's drop any sense of judgment that has come to you by me bringing this up to give you that sense of self-awareness, and let's acknowledge these feelings are coming up for you. Okay, so what do we do about it? When you recognize the people pleaser in you is running the show and it's bothering you, then there's a few tips that you can take to unshackle yourself from that people pleaser. And these take time. And the main one that I'd like to share with you that's really helped me is the art of saying no. No, no, no is a full sentence word, no. So if you struggle with placing healthy boundaries with people in relationships and being assertive, then we know that your inner people pleaser is running this show. Say, for instance, you find it hard to say no to someone and you always feel the need to justify yourself with an elaborate explanation to make sure you hadn't offended or aggravated someone. So perhaps someone invites you on the weekend to an event and you honestly don't feel that you want to go. You're not being antisocial, but let's say you're tired, you had a exhausting week and you just want to stay at home. In that case, you can say no, and you don't have to justify and explain yourself. Also, I invite you moving forward to practice the art of saying no. No to when you don't want to do something. Say no to when something requested of you is beyond your capabilities. Like I said, no is a full worded sentence. An assertive no means that you unapologetically don't have to provide an explanation when it doesn't feel right. And I'm not saying being rude here, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying no to when it feels that you need to say no. With that mindset, saying no means that you no longer need to plead your case to the other person or justify yourself or how you feel about a given situation. If you don't feel the need to explain, then just don't. And if you're worried about losing that connection, that business relationship, that lover, that family member, that colleague, then you just have to let go of the outcome. Learning to say no is like building a muscle for a person who's used to saying yes, yes, and yes all the time. And I know you could say this goes against everything with the law of attraction, law of abundance, and just saying yes to life. Yeah, you can do that, of course. I'm all for that. But if, say, the scale is off and you're feeling depleted when you're giving people and you're not clearly saying no to when you should be saying no, then this is a sign for you to say no. So keep practicing that assertive skill away. Some of our innate human core needs are to be needed and wanted and to be liked by others. So it's really important to acknowledge that. However, if the scale is off and the need to be liked is coming at your own expense, so you pouring into someone else's cup at your own cup and to the detriment of feeling depleted, then there is your sign that something is off. And the urge to be liked is holding you in bondage to your giving nature. You can unpack this further to see if the need to give is with the expectation that the other person will give you something in return. Perhaps it's an acknowledgement, a sign of care, affection, love, attention, or something else. If you're feeling that your relationships are not reciprocated and a bit out of balance in terms of the flow between giving and receiving, then it's likely that you do not feel fulfilled and satisfied in those relationships. That's likely because you had trained other people to expect nice things from you. Nice words, kind deeds, without honoring yourself, your authenticity, and what you actually really want and need from a relationship. And it could be that you didn't know what you wanted and needed. So essentially, you have unmet needs and expectations within those relationships for not having voiced your true feelings about what you want and need and your opinions. Many people have become increasingly frustrated with you and treated you like a doormat, finding it hard to figure out what you want and what exactly you need and expect when you're relating to other people. I don't really like the description of doormat or a wallflower, but it surely does paint the picture enough to hopefully get you angry enough so you can take action and understand that being assertive and listening to yourself has to come from you. It's all about self-empowerment and not feeling disempowered in your interactions with other people or situationships as well. At the end of the day, it's so crucial to set boundaries with everyone around us. Boundaries are linked to how well we value and respect ourselves. It's about putting more importance now on your own feelings than that of others. And I'm not saying being disrespectful to others, I'm saying prioritizing your feelings, your wants and your needs. And saying no to putting up with any interaction that no longer aligns with you, your new sense of empowered self. Now, this could come across to people that I'm teaching how to be selfish. And I disagree with that. I see it as being selfful, and I actually see that's a necessary skill for people who got accustomed to people pleasing, or you grew up in that culture or environment. All right, and with that, I'm going to give you a tip. Repeat this mantra and feel the strength of the vibration. So I'll say it twice, and I'll give you time after every time I say it for you to repeat it and try to center and get yourself to feel the words in the sentence. I will not let anyone disrespect me anymore or treat me like an option. I'll just repeat it. I will not let anyone disrespect me anymore or treat me like an option. Your turn. I will not let anyone disrespect me anymore or treat me like an option. Great job. The next one. I will no longer give away my power to appease another person in order to be liked. I'll just repeat it. I will no longer give away my power to appease another person in order to be liked. Now your turn. Great. So grab a pen and paper, write down those 2 mantras or affirmation, stick them on your mirror or somewhere around you on your phone, and keep repeating it because it works if you make it work for you. And I can assure you, they worked for me. So it will definitely work for you. But be patient with yourself. It takes time to practice this skill and to unshackle the people pleaser in you. If you've liked the segments and you'd like to follow me on YouTube or on my website, please connect with me. The link to my site is in the description box below. And please do me a favor and like this video and share it and subscribe to my channel so that I can create more videos. Otherwise, feel free to reach out to me on my website on www.jessicaadeleconsultingservices.com. Thank you. And with that, I send you love and lights. Bye for now.